Hello everyone. Welcome. Welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College. Our subject today is EVS 1 Standard 5. We are going to discuss chapter number 21, Busy at Work are Internal Organs. This is our part 1, children, video 1. Let us begin the lesson. Let us carry out the activity that is given in our textbook. Take a large sheet of thick paper about the height of a child in your class, any child in your class. Put it on the wall as shown in the picture and secure it with the tape, or just fix it to the wall with the help of a tape, or hang it to a nail or something on the wall so that it does not fall off. Ask one student of the class to stand against it and tell another boy to draw the outline of the body of that student on the chart paper. Now get other students to point out. Now let the other students point out all the various organs that are situated in the various parts of our body. The brain, the lungs, the heart and stomach. And now we can try to answer these questions which we have already revised in our lower classes. For example, in which cavity of the body is the organ situated? What is its function? Which are the bones that protect it? Let us try to answer these questions. We will begin by our brains, which is situated in our head. So let us see. Human brain is situated in the cranial cavity. Function of the brain is to maintain coordination in the body. So brain's main function is to bring about coordination among the other organs in our body. Next one is the lungs. Lungs are located in the thoracic cavity. The main function of the lungs is to carry out the process of respiration. I hope you remember what is respiration. Respiration is taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. Lungs are protected by the bones called the rib cage. Next organ that we are going to discuss is the heart. The heart is located in the thoracic cavity. Function of the heart is to maintain the circulation of the blood throughout the body. The heart is continuously pumping and continuously purifying the blood. Heart is protected again by the rib cage. Our next organ is the stomach. Stomach is located in the abdominal cavity, and function of the stomach is to churn the food that we eat during the process of digestion. Partly digestion of food takes place in the stomach. Stomach is not protected by any bones from the outside, but from inside it is protected from its own digestive juices secreted by a thick muscular wall. There are various processes like respiration, digestion, circulation, coordination, etc., which are continuously carried on in our body. In this lesson, we are going to discuss some of them in detail. We are going to see the various organs that function for these processes and how these processes are carried on. We begin the respiratory system. Yes, we all know that our body is made up of by minute cells which multiply as our body develops physically and mentally. When many cells come together, there are various organs that are formed, and when many organs come together, there is a particular system that is formed, and there are many such systems that function in our body, like the respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, nervous system, skeletal system, excretory system, etc. We need continuous air, water, and food to live. We take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide while breathing. We eat food which gives us energy. Our body, to function properly, requires a continuous supply of oxygen. We continuously breathe through our external organ, which is the nose. We inhale, that is, we breathe in oxygen, and we exhale, that is, we give out carbon dioxide from the air in our surrounding. This process of inhalation of oxygen and exhalation of carbon dioxide is called as respiration. In our body, there are various organs, a team of organs that perform the function together. That is the function of respiratory, and they make the respiratory system. Let us see all of them and see their functions. This above diagram, can you see children the diagram clearly? It is from your textbook, page number 108. It shows us the respiratory system and the organs. Let us name all the organs. Yes. So, the organs begin from the nose. Then we have trachea. Trachea is also called as the windpipe. Then we have lungs. And the last is the diaphragm. All these organs together make up the respiratory system, and they function together to carry out the process of respiration. The air that we inhale goes into the trachea and through its branches into the lungs. These branches divide further into smaller branches in the lungs. These smaller branches further divide into even smaller branches, and at the end of the last branches there are air sacs or alveoli. Between the thoracic cavity and the abdominal cavity there is an organ like a flexible sheet, and it is called as the diaphragm. The diaphragm and its movement are very important, children. When the diaphragm moves downwards, we breathe in, and the incoming air fills the alveoli in the lungs. When the diaphragm moves upward, the air in the lungs is pushed out. The alveoli have thin blood vessels around it, and when we inhale in air, it reaches the alveoli. The oxygen present in it passes into the blood vessels. Blood carries the oxygen to all the parts of the body. This blood oxygen is carried to every cell of the body. At the same time, blood carries the carbon dioxide from all the parts which is already used up. From all the parts it is carried back into the alveoli. This carbon dioxide is given out with the air that we exhale. In this way, oxygen and carbon dioxide gases are exchanged in the alveoli. There are many impurities present in the air. For example, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, which are given out through the vehicles by burning of fuels. Then dust particles, lead particles, and so on. These are harmful for the body. The inner lining of the respiratory organ has fine hair-like structures called cilia. On this inner lining, there is also a layer of a sticky substance called the mucus. The dust and the smoke particle stick to this substance. Thus, the harmful substance in the air cannot reach the lungs. So, the nose, which is our external organ, acts as a filter, and it filters the air that we breathe, and the small hair-like particles which are present in our nose and the sticky substance which is the mucus helps to remove the impurities, filters the impurities and purifies the air, and then it passes inside the body. Yes, so we can just imagine how important the nose as our external organ is, as it filters all the impurities before the air passes in our body. Otherwise, all the impurities would also enter in our body with the air. Now, children, let us see the ill effects of smoking. Many people we see they have this bad habit of smoking, and some people continuously smoke during the day and give out poisonous smoke also, which causes harm to the person who are in their surrounding too. For example, if one keeps smoking for over a long period of time, the toxic substance. Now, what do you mean by toxic substance? Toxic substance means the poisonous gases or poisonous smoke in the smoke collects in the respiratory tract. As a result, the air that enters the lungs is not sufficiently purified, and the impurities in the air begin to accumulate in the lungs. As a result, the efficiency of the lungs, efficiency means the capacity of the lungs, is reduced, and the likelihood of getting diseases of the lungs increases. The solid particles in the tobacco smoke from the cigarette or bidi form a sticky layer inside the alveoli. This reduces the amount of oxygen supplied to the body. In addition, some toxic substance in the tobacco also enter the alveoli. These ill effects lead to diseases of respiratory organs, including threatening of life diseases like lung cancer. So, children, smoking is very, very injurious for living things. Now, what is meant by passive smoking? If there are people around us who smoke, then we may have to face the consequences of smoking even if we do not smoke ourselves, because we breathe in the smoke if we are around the people who are smoking. And that is why there is now a ban on smoking in public places. Ban means government does not allow people to smoke in public places. Before we go to the next system, that is the digestive system, let us revise everything that we have studied about respiratory system. So, children, which are the organs of respiratory system? So, organs of our respiratory system are nose, trachea, lungs, and the diaphragm. These are the organs that take part in the process of respiration. And how does the exchange of gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen takes place with the help of lungs? So the lungs have small air sacs called alveoli, and during respiration the inhaled air reaches the alveoli. The oxygen present in the air passes into the blood vessels that surrounds the alveoli, and oxygen is supplied to all the different parts of our body, even the smallest cell of the body. At the same time, blood carries carbon dioxide from all the parts of the body into the alveoli. The carbon dioxide is given out with the air that we exhale. In this way, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases takes place in the lungs. Now, how does the air get purified? Because air contains, as I told you, air contains all the pollutants in it. So, how does it get purified? The inner lining of the respiratory organs like the nose and the trachea has fine hair-like structures. They are called as cilia. And a layer of sticky substance which is called as mucus, which is present in the inner lining. The dust, the smoke, all the pollutants that enter through air are filtered over here, and then purified air passes in our body. So children, I hope you have understood the whole respiration process. I request you to go through the lesson again. We shall continue this lesson in our next video. Thank you.